Today we just got to talk about life and what's going on in front of us. And I don't want this to create fear. I just want this to create awareness of what's going on in the world. So if that's something that interests you, just stay to the end of the video. But with that being said, let's jump into it. Okay, so if you guys have been kind of staying in the loop, I'm sure you've heard that the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, they raised rates by 75 basis points, which means basically they raise rates by 0.75%. Almost 1%. That's a lot. That's more than they've done in a very long time. And you may ask, well, why does this even matter? How does this affect me? And why should I care? Well, it really does affect your life in every way possible, essentially. See, when they raise interest rates, mortgage rates go up, credit card rates go up, your car loans go up. Everything essentially goes up and it's harder to borrow money. But we live in an economy that runs off of borrowed money. This is how we continue to develop over time. They support this. They support low interest because it breeds innovation. But now we're stuck in this problem with high inflation, high interest rates, and possibly a recession. And then we're looking at more unemployment, which then would lead to stagflation inside of a recession that could possibly turn into depression. Now, I don't want you to think I have like a crystal ball or anything. I don't know what's going to happen. I also said Bitcoin was going to go to $100,000. That didn't happen. And I also said that housing was going to crash when it happened. That didn't happen because of the policies that were put in place, right? So I've been wrong multiple times and I've been right multiple times. It's just the name of the game. But the world that we live in right now is very, very interesting. We have this massive run up in inflation and you would think, oh, stocks, gold, silver, even crypto would be doing good. But no, they're absolutely shitting the bed. And for my personal opinion, I believe because we have put in so much invisible money into our system that it's a ticking time bomb, essentially. And this happens with every civilization that has an inflationary currency. And a currency has to be inflationary because, well, just like what we went through, they need to be able to print money and use resources to get people out of it. The problem is, once you go down so far, you're going to fall off a cliff, like the stock market, like crypto, and everything else. Everything is falling off a cliff because now money is drying up. People are trying to survive. Gas is too expensive. Food is too expensive. Traveling is too expensive. Life is too expensive. It's just a whole compound effect of just pollution in the mind and anxiety and just stress. And on top of that, we're dealing with still, the Rona situation. And then we also have WW3 kind of forming in front of us. So it's just a weird time. And then you look at home prices and I guess right now you could say they're kind of flattened out. They're not really going up, but they're not coming down either. Some homes, they get reduced by like 50,000, maybe like 100,000. But let's be real, they were overpriced in the first place because as a listing agent, you listen to your seller. So it may be some sellers are just not realizing that the market is softening and they want to get 100,000 over asking. And that's not possible nowadays because, well, tying in the interest rates, that affects mortgage rates. And now mortgage rates are easily 7%. Well, good credit. Well, decent credit, like 700-ish, 7.5. And we're going to get to 8, 9, and 10% because the Federal Reserve plans on tightening, I think like 2-3 more times. And one's probably going to be 75 basis point, like how we just went through. And, it's shot up interest rates. Not looking too healthy. I don't know exactly what happens with the housing market, and I don't claim to know. I'm just stating my concern. We could see some downward pressure. I wouldn't be surprised if you just look around at the stock market, crypto, gold, everything. Besides like the things you need to live, everything's coming down. Food's up, gas is up, utilities up. Now the only thing left is the housing market. But we still have a lot of qualified buyers coming into the market trying to get into a home. And I personally don't think any time is a wrong time to buy a home, especially if you can afford it. Because having a home in America, in California, is a massive blessing. No matter if you overpaid for it or you have a high interest rate. The interest rate you could just refinance when we go through a time where rates are low. I don't want to hear, we're not going to go through that. That's never going to happen because we go through these cycles. We live in this cycle of bust and boom, bust and boom, bust and boom. Every market has it. But this time is different. It's going to go all the way down to the floor and never come back. I say that every single bust and boom cycle. If you can afford a home, I say get a home and keep the home because right now, Wall Street and these billion-dollar hedge funds are all buying homes because they understand that the stock market might be dead for a little while. Imagine 10 years of the stock market being dead because we have to get invisible money out of it. They're not going to wait for 10 years to get returns. They're just going to go buy homes and rent them out. That's where the whole saying is you'll have nothing and be happy because they just want ultimate control. They want all the money flowing to their pocket so they can always make the decision for society. So for me, I think home ownership is super important. I don't own a home yet, but I plan to. And trust me, I work super hard to get to there. I hope maybe in like a year or so, I could definitely buy a home, especially with my new journey into real estate. But I do understand what time we're in. And I understand that some people are like, oh, it's going to crash and burn. It's never going to be the same. I don't know. But if you do believe that, I would say start preparing. Start saving money, get 10% of your down payment, build up your credit to 700 plus, and then when it happens, or if it happens, we don't know if it's gonna happen, take advantage of that. You can't just wait until that moment happens and then be like, oh, it's time to take advantage. No, you have to prepare yourself for that situation if it comes. And that's if it comes. There's articles out there saying, oh, home prices are gonna go up 5% this year. It's not gonna be like last couple years, but it's still gonna go up. Well, I mean, there's an argument there as well because we still have qualified buyers going shopping. So if we have qualified buyers going shopping, what else can bring the price down? Well, what can bring the price down is if we get more inventory, which we are, but still we have a low inventory and we could probably see like some defaults, right? With how high the rates are. But you know, I don't know. I'm also the guy that told you Bitcoin was going to go to 100,000. I'm also the guy that thought homes were going to crash in the beginning of Rona. We're all just essentially guessing, but I just want you to be aware of what the possibility is. And if you do have enough money, take advantage of it. A home is the best thing you could buy. And that's because it provides you shelter for you and your family. Every time you pay your payment, there's equity in that house. And when you sell that home, you take all the equity with you. You could roll it over and upgrade your property, not pay taxes on it. There's ways to do this. This is why a home is so important. And people are like, oh, I don't want to pay 400,000. I want to pay 370 with a 10% interest. Anything over 5% interest, at 5%, you're paying 100% back. So basically, if you bought a $500,000 home at 5% interest, you're essentially paying $1 million over the time of the loan. So now we're at 7%, and some people 7.5. So 7.5 on that $500,000 home, you'd be paying $1.25 million to the bank for a $500,000 home. So interest is important, but you also got to remember, we go through these cycles of 0% interest, get it now, free money. And then we go into these times where interest rates are 5+%. It's just the name of the game, but you have to understand the game so you can play it. And I hope I can help you guys do that as I'm helping myself. But anyways, guys, this is a long video. I just wanted to come out here and kind of clean my head out. I really enjoy what I'm doing now that I'm a real estate agent. Like I said, I have no idea how this market's going to react. And anybody that says they know is lying. We take it day by day and we study and we see what's going on and we adjust from there. I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop a comment. If you guys like this content, I would appreciate it if you guys like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you got to do to stay in the loop. But with that being said, guys, my name is Derek and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.